The Miami Heat are reportedly expected to make a huge offer to Los Angeles Clippers free agent Montrezl Harrell. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to talk about with you guys. This time it's actually currently being reported by Eric Pincus that the Miami Heat are considering giving Montrezl Harrell a big one-year deal to join the team. Again, why I believe this could actually potentially, happen, before I get into how I feel like the fit kind of, works out. The reason why I believe this could actually, potentially happen is that there are not exactly, the biggest free agency out there right now. There's not too many stars out there. Victor Oladipo and Giannis are reportedly, could potentially get traded. Obviously, Oladipo is expected to request a trade. I believe Giannis will stay at the Bucks. I don't think he's going to request a trade at all from the Milwaukee Bucks. But when it comes to Montrezl Harrell, he's definitely going to try and get as much money as he can. And it was currently reported that he's, I believe he was worth about $8 to $12 million. That's how most teams saw him. But I think he's actually aiming for about $15 to $20 million per season, which in my opinion, I just don't like at all. I don't believe Montrezl Harrell is worth that much. And if I was him and the Miami Heat offered me a $10 million deal, I would definitely go over there, knowing that they have such a great core that could go out and trade for Giannis and, Victor Oladipo. The only thing, if I was in, that I'd worry about is actually getting traded for Giannis or Oladipo. So, again, that would be pretty interesting on that one. But the reason is that what I'm getting to is here, if the, Heat can't trade for Giannis, and let's just say they don't get Oladipo or Giannis at all, then they will offer Montrezl Harrell a big deal, and Iguodala will accept his player option. He said he won't accept it. It's a big, $18 million deal. He said he won't accept it and take a huge pay cut if the Heat can get someone. So they're definitely going to try and get someone out there. But let's just say they do get Oladipo. I still feel like they could sign Montrezl Harrell before this happens, and then, getting Oladipo would just take him over the salary cap by quite a bit. But when it comes to the fit of Montrezl Harrell with the Miami Heat, it just doesn't really make too much sense to me, as in the way of, I feel like he's going to be wanting to, maybe start at that center position and kind of play big minutes off the bench. But when it came to, how the Miami Heat actually went about it, through most of the season, they actually started Myers Leonard, at that center position, and Bam Adebayo, kind of played the power forward position. On offense, Adebayo played the center position, and Leonard kind of played power forward, but, it was clear to see who was guarding the power forward. It usually was Bam Adebayo that would take the power forward of, each team. So again, I feel like, playing Bam Adebayo at the power forward position, because he can't really shoot threes, I definitely feel like he needs to be playing with a center that can space the floor, or you're going to want to play, Adebayo at that center position and then, potentially have a power forward that could, go out and space the floor. And that's why Jay Crowder starting at that power forward position has been so great for the Miami Heat, because for some reason there's been games where Jay Crowder just doesn't miss a 3-point shot in the playoffs, and, himself playing with Bam Adebayo, it just shows how good their chemistry has already been, even though they've had little minutes together, because Bam's finally getting to play that center position all time and be with a, power forward that can definitely shoot the 3-ball, rather than Bam having to play, power forward on defense and kind of play center on offense, but have a, big 7-foot Myers Leonard on the 3-point line. Wouldn't have always been the easiest thing for him. I feel like Myers Leonard is better off, suited as like a ninth man or something in the NBA, but he's definitely been actually pretty good throughout the normal, regular season with the Heat at that center position. But I feel like, when it does come to this, I don't know how Montrezl Harrell really fits in with Bam Adebayo at that center and power forward position. The issue with Montrezl Harrell is he's too small to really be playing that center position. He gets, again, he's a very good defender, but he gets torched by, centers that are pretty much above 7 foot, and it just doesn't work really at all for him. So he plays, again, a lot of center off the bench, because that's when they, kind of getting him around with a power forward that can space the floor. But if it was to come to the Miami Heat, I don't feel like him and Bam would work at that center and power forward position at all. As I just said, Bam needs a center that can shoot. Bam can definitely dagger the mid-range shot, but he just still hasn't found his three-point shot yet. And again, getting him a center that can shoot, or getting him a power forward that can shoot, you know, similar to Jay Crowder and Myers Leonard, are the two best situations for Bam Adebayo. The only thing I could see, you know, potentially happening is if they get Montrezl Harrell to play six-man off the bench, similar to what he's done at the Clippers, but of course he'd only play about 20 to 25 minutes per game. And I just can't see that happening. Like, yes, potentially the Heat could offer a lot more than what the Clippers could be offering, just based on the fact that the Heat are going to have quite a bit of salary, you know, for this season. I don't believe, you know, Montrezl Harrell is going to take, you know, join the Heat on an extra $4 to $5 million. Even, you know, again, he's not going to join them, even if he does get a lot of more money, just based on the fact that I feel like if he was to join the Heat, he would be getting like 5 to 10 less minutes per game, I do believe, at the Heat, because he'd be playing that six-man position behind, you know, maybe Jay Crowder and Bam Adebayo. So, again, he wouldn't get that many minutes, and he'd only come in, I think, when Bam or Crowder gets injured, and I don't believe those players get injured exactly too much. Not just that, I do believe that if the Clippers could actually kind of figure out this roster and, you know, potentially bring in a center like Al Horford, you know, again, who can space the floor, then I feel like you could maybe see Montrezl Harrell getting some, you know, maybe some starting minutes here and there with the Clippers and having a bigger role. Yes, he might still be coming off the bench, but I feel like that could be a sacrifice that he's going to be willing to take. There's only really one team that I feel like that Montrezl Harrell can really come, you know, and start on a team. There's only one team that I have in mind right now that I feel like would be perfect for Montrezl Harrell, and I've talked about this in a couple of videos as well, is that I believe the Dallas Mavericks would actually be a very good spot for Montrezl Harrell to actually go to, and I believe they are actually very interested in him. The reason why it'd be absolutely perfect is because it'd be one of the teams in the NBA that he could actually start at that center position, just based on the fact that, yes, he would be too small maybe to guard some centers, but you have Kristaps Porzingis at that power forward position who can definitely guard a lot taller centers if, you know, needed to. And Kristaps can definitely space the floor at that power forward position. So that duo would be a very nice duo, and a duo that I definitely think, think that should be on an NBA court eventually. I feel like that would be possibly, you know, probably the best fit for Montrezl Harrell in the NBA. So I definitely feel like that's where he should sign. But, you know, even though I did talk about the fact that I don't really expect Montrezl Harrell to decline, you know, maybe a $5 million more deal, you know, by the Heat, if he, you know, did get maybe, like, let's just say he got offered a $10 million deal by the Clippers, and if the Heat came out and offered a $15 million deal, I still expect that he might, you know, re-sign with the Clippers, just based on the fact that he would be wanted, you know, to get a long-term deal if he plays well. At the Heat, I feel like that would only be like a one-year rental type of situation. You know, just based on the fact that the Heat want to get more max free agents eventually. They're already going after Oladipo and already going after Giannis. I expect them to at least get one of them and could get both of them in the near future. The reason the Heat want to offer big on a one-year deal is just because that, again, they will probably only have him for a one-year deal unless he would love to take a big pay cut and join them on a longer-term deal in the future. Again, for him, you know, for himself, I don't feel like that's a safe decision. I feel like the Clippers would be a much more financially safe situation. Even though you would be getting $5 million less, you'd be getting a lot more minutes, you'd most likely play a lot better, have a more important role, while also having a, you know, better chance of getting a longer term deal eventually as well. So that's why I believe Montrezl, you know, should go back to the Clippers if it was out of these two teams. In my opinion, he should just go to the Dallas Mavericks. That would be a great, you know, team for him to go to. A great chemistry and partnership I would think would be on the cards with him and Kristaps. So that's what I would potentially do if I was him. But again, it's going to be very interesting to see what will obviously happen. I do believe that he will most likely go back to, you know, a cheaper deal on the Clippers, just based on the fact that he'll probably get a longer term deal. That's the best chance he'll get a longer term deal at the Clippers. But again, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. I would definitely really like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Do you guys think Montrezl Harrell is going to re-sign with the Clippers? Do you guys think he's going to go to the Miami Heat? Or do you guys think he might even go to a different team in maybe like the Dallas Mavericks or, the Chicago Bulls, who have also been interested in him. Again, I'd definitely really like to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well for the latest NBA content, NBA news and just sports related content in general, while also leaving a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRO/vlog channel. Also, don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.